Okay, next you want to understand the alarm check valve assembly, right? So this is the very important how to operate the alarm check valves, right? So this is the control over water flow to sprinkler system. So we know sprinkler system. So in sprinkler system, the alarm check valve assemblies control over water flow to sprinkler system, right? So you can see here, this is a alarm check valve assembly. So in this one, okay, so you can see here, these are the pressure gauges and strainer and alarm, right? This is the alarm bell, and these are the this is the one of normally you can understand this is the alarm check valve assembly. So alarm check valve assembly is used to control our water flow to sprinkler system. Next one is very important, OS and Y gate valve with temper switch, right? So OS and Y gate valve used, right, when the main water distribution valve close, right, when the main water distribution valve close, then the OS and Y gate valve notify the sound. So in this case, what is the meaning of OS and Y OS and Y gate valve? What is the meaning? The meaning of this OS, OS and Y gate valve is, the O means outside, S means stem, Y means yoke. So outside stem and yoke gate valve, right? So in this OS and Y gate valve used when the main water distribution valve closed, then in this kind of valves, the OS, that means the outside stem and yoke gate valve notify the sound. Next one, the very important one, zone control valve assembly. So we simply call ZCV. So ZCV, after shut off the fire, then zone control valve will be activated and stop the water from the sprinkler. Right? After shut off the fire, then zone control valve will be activated and stop water from the sprinkler, right? And also you can see here, these are the fire hose cabinet surface type consisting. So fire hydrant systems, right? Fire hose cabinet recess type consisting. And so these are the type of fire hydrant system. So here fire extinguisher and here fire hose steel, right? So in previous lecture, we discussed about fire extinguisher. So I'm not going to discuss fire extinguisher again and again. So next one of type is the fire blanket, right? So the fire blanket used to extinguish small fire, right? Wrapped over equipment or people. So the type of fire blankets here in your wall. So this type of fire blanket is used for wrapped over equipment or people, right? And you can see here, this is the four-way breaching inlet. So there are, okay, so four-way breaching inlet. Yeah, so you can see the outside of buildings, the four-way breaching inlet, right? So it can be the easily activated the firemen's, right? Firefighting means. So in firefighting means the activated in four-way breaching inlets, there are several kinds, right? Four-way, sometimes it's two-way, right? So they attach their hoses, the water hoses here, then the fire system is activated, right? Fire fighting system is activated. So this is the non-return valve system. So how to use the non-return valve? So this is the flow direction. So when the flow is in this direction, so this the flow is can't be again the return, right? When the flow is the return back, the valve is closed, right? This the kind of mechanism of the non-return valve. And air release valve. So this is the air release valve. So in your fire systems, there are several air release valves in your piping, right? Okay. And drain valve. The drain valve is generally used to partially shut off or on the fluid flow. Normally used for the small diameter pipes, right? So this is the kind of drain valve you always see in this kind of valves. So this kind of valves used to partially shut off or on the fluid flow, normally used in small diameter pipes, right? So these are the basic things you want to know about the firefighting systems, right? So in next lectures, we will move on drawings and takeoffs, right? So this is the main part. That's the main part of our lecture series, right? So before we started our takeoff, you want to know about the what are the kind of firefighting systems, so and materials like drain valve and yeah, and return valve, four-way fire blanket, like that. So you want to know about, you want to get a basic idea about this, right? That's why I explain all things here. So we will move on our takeoff, right? Takeoff segment, right?